So can you get waterfront in Central Florida for under $500,000? What's out there below the $500,000 price point? Well, the quick answer is yes, you can, but the devil's in the details, of course. And the first thing we want to talk about is what do we qualify as waterfront property? I get that a lot. And so when a lot of times people reach out to me, they're initially, when they think waterfront, if it's a ski lake, if it's direct frontage on a large lake that's skiable or a chain of lakes, that's a very different type of waterfront and a very different price point than a property that might be on a canal or that has access to a larger lake or on a smaller pond or a creek. And then the other part of the equation that comes into play sometimes, there's no real hard and fast rules on how properties are listed in the MLS, how they're posted on Zillow, on the internet, and all these information sources, because I've seen sometimes an agent or an owner might say their property is waterfront, but it might actually be better described as a water view. And so we have some of these gray areas that come in the mix. But overall, I'm going to give you a quick overview of what you can get out there in the Central Florida real estate market for under $500,000 that does qualify as actual water frontage. So just to show you kind of numbers, I want to zoom in here. I did a quick search here and I've outlined a polygon shape here that encompasses a lot of the more popular lakes here just in the Central Florida area that we work with. And this search I did here, I'm looking for a max price of $500,000, looking at single family homes with direct frontage on a lake that is, by the agent's opinion anyway, is a skiable lake. And as you can see, if it's difficult to see, I'm not sure if you can make this out, but there's a property, there's a lake here and just outside downtown Orlando, but that is about it. There's another one that's out here that's showing up as a waterfront home on Lake Minnehaha and Clermont. That's actually a property that's not on the water. It has deeded access through a community lot on the water, and that's sitting out there at $300,000. So that's the kind of stuff that pops up that people will sometimes get excited about. That's probably there's a bit of a disconnect between true waterfront property and what markets, how they're being marketed. Now up here in the Tavares, Mount Dora, the Harris Chain of Lakes area up towards Leesburg, this is where you can start to find some properties that pop up under $500,000 here in Central Florida that are waterfront homes, and it's more bang for your buck, but you are about probably 50 plus minutes from the downtown area here. But it does exist up there. Okay, so I've removed the constraint for it being on a skiable body of water. And you can see that from the map here, there's a lot more properties that pop up all of a sudden. We went from like properties to 109 properties. Keep in mind, I'm looking at active listings, which are greens. The reds, those are recently sold in the last 6 months. And then the orange, those are ones that are currently under contract. So you'll see a lot more options that pop up all of a sudden when we say now we're looking for true frontage on a lake or pond, but you're not getting on a large ski lake. I've gone in there and I've selected 6 that I thought were kind of example for one reason or the other. I'm going to talk you through them real quick, and then I'm actually going to go tour one of them so we can kind of talk about it, because there's some interesting things going on with it. You'll see I've got 2 that are active here. We're going to go see I've got 2 under contract and 2 that have recently sold. And if we zoom in a little bit, we've got one down here. This is kind of closer to the metro area. This is on Lake Jim Mary down by the Conway chain. It's not part of the Conway chain, but this is a great example of a property. It was a little 3-2, 1,600 some odd square feet. Went under contract the day it hit the MLS. It's got 0 days on market. So this may have been marketed off the MLS and went under contract, but this is a pretty little, what I would call a pond. It's in a great school district. It's in the Boone School District. It's not a huge house, but you are getting absolute direct frontage on this pretty little pond here. Nice, quiet little neighborhood. So that gives you kind of a reference point. And that was in the 4s. Contract like that. So this stuff, when it hits, it goes on a contract very quickly. The other one that's under contract right now, this is the one I mentioned earlier. It says it's listed as lakefront. It's actually out on the Clermont area. This has a nice home, 1,500 square feet, and the waterfront access is through a deeded lake lot, part of the community. So again, technically you have access to the lake, and this is why you're paying in the 3s. If that was properties directly on the the Clermont chain out there, we would anticipate a price probably twice that at least as a minimum. So this is starting to, hopefully this will give you an idea kind of what you're getting at different price points. There's one out there on Lake Nettie up in Eustis. Eustis is about a 50-ish minute drive from Orlando. some very pretty lakes up there. This was an interesting property. I pulled it up. It's a little 1-1 out there, under 400,000, 375, currently available, 85 days on the market. And this is on a great little lake out there, Lake Nettie. And if you look at the aerial here, I like, this is very pretty out there. This is a fairly rural area. You've seen a lot of growth in recent years. And this looks like, to me, it's probably a larger lot at some point. And there's a little house. I think somebody probably cut off the, just this owner property sitting out there, but very pretty views. You're going to be looking at a sunrise across the lake. And a 1-1 house could be great for a first empty nester, maybe hold on to as a rental property. Really got kind of a neat vibe out there in this gorgeous waterfront. So yes, this stuff is out there in Orlando market. It's not right downtown Orlando, but that's fantastic lake in my opinion. We've got one on here on Lake Triplet. I'm going to go out there and tour that with you in just a minute and give you around that and show that to you. That's going to be a house is a bit of a marking as a bit of a project. Got to have a drain field done. The roof was recently redone. They've got to have some electrical work done. But you can see this is a very pretty yard here. Nice piece of property. And we'll go kind of take a closer look at. So that's out there in the right under 5. It started out at 515. I think they're down to 480 right now. It's been on the market 118 days. So the market's kind of, that original price was a little ambitious. I suspect it's not going to get a whole lot lower just because there's not a lot of stuff like that out there in our Orlando market. And up in Tavares, 2 that have recently sold. Both of them are up towards the Harris chain, Leesburg, Tavares, and whatnot. Here's one on Bimini Drive in Tavares. This is an interesting little neighborhood that's out there on the, this is Lake U that ties into Harris. I'm sorry, this one's on Lake Harris. And this is, used to have this happen. You can see where somebody went in here and cut some canals years ago. We can no longer do that. But this is direct canal access out to the Harris chain of lakes. Huge chain of lakes up there. Property that went under contract in 48 days. Like sold for mid-3s is what this sold for. So just to give you an idea, kind of what we're looking at, nicely redone on the inside. And up in Tavares. And last one I want to show you is sold here. This was on. This was again up near Tavares area on Lake Saunders for 450. And Lake Saunders is a very nice sized lake. I forget what the over. I think it's 200 plus acres total. This one was on a smaller little pond portion, but you can see there is a canal that cuts through it to get there. Again, just to give you an idea of where we are. From this is up here, the Mount Dora area, probably about a 45 to 50-minute drive down to Orlando. So that is that's kind of your quick overview. What is out there for under $500,000 for it's in the Orlando market. We'll do some more of these at kind of segment different price points. And as mentioned, you're probably 7 to 9 before you start getting direct frontage on more centrally located ski lakes and the Primo lakes. You're definitely starting at probably figures $1 million, 900. To low $1 million range on some of these more popular lakes. So if you like this kind of stuff, please like and subscribe down below. We are going to keep building out the content here. I love the feedback if you have questions on it. And I'm Mike Darenthal. Thanks for checking us out.